speaker tonight. We have a great final speaker who's still on his way here. But we have another guy who's in attendance tonight, who you guys probably know. He kind of made a name for himself for calling out Chris Christie and not sitting down. And then he ran for Congress and he started talking and it was like, damn, that guy speaks the speak and it looks like he walks the walk. Unfortunately, he didn't win that one, but he just announced again. So please give it up for the new candidate for Congress in CD4, Keady.
Justin, you squeezed that down a little too tight there. How we doing, Union County? I believe that Barry said this earlier, but can we take a second and thank all the bartenders and servers for the hard work that they're doing today? Thank you. My family's been in the restaurant business for 37 years, and when I hear people critique Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez saying she's just a bartender, what I respond with is bartenders and servers know how to hustle and they know how to serve people. And we need more bartenders in Congress than billionaires and millionaires in corporate ops.
Hell yeah!
Are you in this to win this for Senator Sanders and the political revolution? I'm going to ask again, are you in this to win this for Senator Sanders? We are in this not just to win the White House. We are in this not just to win congressional districts and local races. We are in this movement to transform our country, to give us a government that is truly of, by, and for the people, to give us a government that serves the interests of the grassroots and working Americans, and not the interests of the billionaires and the oligarchs and the giant corporations. We deserve a nation that is grounded in a spirit and driven by action that puts people before profits.
Yes.
That puts the common good before the bottom line. That puts Main Street before Wall Street. And this is why each and every one of us here are part of the political revolution that is being led by Bernie Sanders. And this is why this past week we launched Keady2020 to win the fighting 4th district here in New Jersey. We are going to run our campaign in the fighting 4th in concert with the Senator Sanders campaign for president. Our values are aligned. Our organizing principles are aligned, and the fighting spirit that each and every one of us has to change our nation at the foundational level is in complete alignment with what's happening with this movement. And we know that this isn't just about winning a primary. It isn't just about winning a congressional race or a presidential race. Now let me be clear. We are going to win the primary, we're going to win a congressional race, and we're going to win a presidential race. But this is about movement. As Senator Sanders tells us, when he wins the presidency, we're all going to the White House. It is not just about, in the 4th district, beating Smith, which we will do. It's not just about getting Trump out of office, which we will do. It isn't about just going back to the status quo. Some of us have friends who are those status quo Democrats, right? Oh God, if we could just get back to things under Obama. Get back to that status quo where millions of Americans didn't have health care, where families are going bankrupt because of medical debt, where families were being bombed by drones in other countries, where we were fracking the hell out of our towns and our neighborhoods around the country, where the climate crisis began to hit its peak, where we had to bail out these banks that were too big to fail, That's the status quo you want to go back to? No, thank you.
No.
We want to win our races, but we want to change America. We deserve a nation that serves the needs of every American. We deserve Medicare for all.
Yeah.
We deserve a Green New Deal.
Yes.
We deserve jobs where people are paid living wages and treated with the dignity that they deserve. We deserve comprehensive immigration reform.
Yeah.
We deserve to take on the big banks and Wall Street and put Main Street at the center of our economic activity here in our country. And we deserve a government that isn't bought and sold by billionaires, but is fought for and won by everyday people in towns and cities and counties and states all across America. We are in the midst of this movement, this revolution. When we win, we will usher in a 21st century New Deal. A New Deal that will give us millions and millions of good-paying green jobs as part of the Green New Deal. We will have a New Deal that will provide Americans with the health care, the best health care anywhere in the world. We're going to invest in our young people so that you can go to college tuition-free in the same way that you went to kindergarten through the 12th grade tuition-free in our public schools. We are going to fight to make sure that housing is a right. How many young people do we have here who've got college debt? Who's got college debt? Who thinks housing is a little bit expensive here in New Jersey? Yes? How many people here know someone who has medical debt? Or has had to forego medical treatment because they didn't have insurance or couldn't afford the copay or the deductible?
Yep.
Right? Every hand is going up. Every hand is going up. There aren't enough hands going up for the candidates who are running for president in these down ballot races saying, I will fight for Medicare for all. I will fight for a Green New Deal. Okay? The candidates that we have to support, like Senator Sanders, and everybody down ballot that will be in line with him here in New Jersey, are the people who, when we ask those questions, who know somebody where the rent's too high, who knows somebody who has to work 2 and 3 jobs and doesn't see their kids, who knows somebody who maybe went bankrupt because of a medical issue, who knows somebody that was impacted by the climate crisis with Hurricane Sandy, or family down in Puerto Rico, or most recently, or in Texas and Florida, most recently in the Bahamas. The candidates that we're going to support, like Senator Sanders, are in the trenches with us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, they are not going to go quietly into the night. Whether it's the Republicans who are entrenched on their side, who we're supposed to be fighting, or the corporate Democrats on our side, who we should not have to fight, but we do.
Yes.
We are going to have to take this power back.
Yeah.
And the way that we're going to take this power back from the corporations, from the billionaires, from the bootlicking sellouts at every level of government, is by getting in the trenches and doing the work. Some of us have been in the trenches for years. Some of us have been in the trenches for far too many years than we would like to admit. Some of us are new to political campaigning. Whether you've been in it for years or you just got in the movement and started feeling the burn yesterday. We are all in this together, and every person is not only welcome, but valued. You matter. You are part of this movement. So what do we need to do?
Win.
Fight.
Got some activists here. Get your chance, ready?
Run.
We need to knock on doors.
Yep.
What do we need to do? Knock on doors. We need to make phone calls.
Yep.
What do we need to do?
Make phone calls.
We need to send texts. This is for the people under 45. We're going to send texts. Me too, I'm 48, I said it. And we always need to be organizing. Barry had mentioned the Burn app. Get that Burn app on your phone. If you're unsure how to do it, there are plenty of people here who already have it. Ask someone for help before you leave. You can always be organizing with that Burn app and building that infrastructure that we're going to need come election day. Here's what we don't need to do. We don't need to listen to the polls. We need to knock on doors. We don't need to listen to the pundits. We need to knock on doors. We don't need to argue online with centrist corporate Democrats and Trumpsters. Make your post and get out. Knock on doors.
Talk to people.
We need to take back control of our time. Okay, I see it with friends who are in the movement. And I'm guilty as well at times. We get sucked in to these online skirmishes. We get sucked in, maybe standing on a doorstep with a Trump supporter that we're never going to turn, or a centrist Democrat who's any blue will do. Move on. There are far too many people that we haven't reached yet who share our values, but they just got home from their second job, need to make dinner, wash the kids' clothes, get in the bed, and get ready for work the next day. Those are the folks whose doorsteps we have to get on. All right, so again, forget the pundits, forget the polls, forget the online the online arguing. Knock on doors. This is how we focus our passion. This is how we put it into the grassroots political revolution. This is how we put the great senator from the state of Vermont into the White House. This is how we win the fighting 4th district here in New Jersey with the Keady2020 campaign. And this is how we maintain the political revolution after Election Day. Because Bernie knows full well, if Bernie doesn't deliver, we will be on his front doorstep demanding that the political revolution become political reality and we have the America that we deserve.
Yes.